Trace dose.
Okay, this is pretty disgusting, but this is the soju from last week.
Ew.
Well, it's not going to fucking grow mold. It's alcohol.
Well, it's a lot of sugar.
Oh, God.
I will give you...
Nope. Sorry. I know that you don't have enough money.
I have $100 in my wallet.
I'm not... So I don't want your $100.
So I went to... I told you I went to a museum yesterday. The Broad, or the Brand. What is it called?
The Broad.
The Broad. No. It's called...
The Broad. It's spelled broad.
It's pronounced the Broad?
Yes.
Okay.
Which I think is dumb, by the way.
It is dumb.
Just before you attack me for that, I want to say I agree with you. That's just what it's called.
Let me find... Fuck, I should have looked this up before... Well, there's an Andy Warhol exhibit, which is like the dude who does the...
Campbell's soup.
Campbell's soup.
Whatnot.
What
a guy.
And then here we go. This is what I was laughing all live long day to myself for this. I was at the Gene Mitchell Basquiat, who's was a graffiti artist in the 70s, and then he was graffiti artist in New York turned high art.
Yeah,
right.
He makes a lot of those really insane looking people, and the crown is like his symbol.
Yeah. So, and in the write-up that I was reading on the wall, you know how I have that in art museums. In case you guys have never been anywhere like cool, anywhere smart.
Yeah,
like
for all you uncultured milk bags, they tend to have a little blurb about each painting. Right? That's what you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, it was just him as a whole. Idiot. So, one of the points they were making with this exhibit in general, it was highlighting that he recognized himself as like the token black creator of the high art society at that time. And in that, he put a lot of subliminal messages in his artwork that commented on that fact.
Okay.
And one of the paintings says, obnoxious liberal, I'm not for sale, or something like that. But the words obnoxious liberal were painted across this canvas.
Okay.
Very brutally. And I was looking at these paintings, looking around, and just kind of like interesting how there's this thing about like...
Was there a bunch of white people in the museum with you?
Yeah. And I had my film camera, and I'm going to assume that they were a lesbian couple. I'm making an assumption, but they looked like a lesbian couple, and they were like so stereotypical, like liberal looking people, like...
Sure.
And I snapped a photo of them, and it's just them
looking
at this thing that says obnoxious liberal. And I didn't meet the people. They could have been totally fine, but I was grinning to myself. I was like, oh, that's going to be... It's a film camera, or it's a disposable camera, so I can't wait to see if it turned out good.
That's really interesting. Did you ever see the show Woke by chance on Hulu?
No.
I don't know if they ever did a season 2. If they did, I didn't watch it, but it stars Lamorne Morris, who is the black dude from New Girl.
Okay.
And he's a cartoonist, like an artist in the show.
Sure.
Okay, cool. And he wakes up one day and his marker can talk to him. Like, it's weird. And his marker starts being like, all of your art is really uninspired. You're a bitch. This isn't what you really want to be talking about. And what you really want to be talking about is like complicated social systems with like being black and whatnot. And anyways, there's a scene that's like very, very similar to what you just described, which is like he goes to a party and he's the only black person there and everyone's like white and rich and super liberal. And they start asking him about like, what it's like to be like marginalized and oh poor you and all this shit like that, and he gets really uncomfortable. So he starts doing these cartoons that are like essentially doing the exact same thing as what Basquiat was trying to do, just like highlighting that like all these rich white people are like trying to get close to him because he's like a commodity to them.
Yeah.
Which I didn't know that about Basquiat. I mean, I knew he was black, but I haven't ever researched what his art was trying to say. I just know what it kind of looks like.
It might not have been all of his art, but
Yeah.
at least in this specific grouping of pieces.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. But you should watch Woke, because I almost guarantee that like that art was definitely a influence on making at least the first season of that show. And it's just funny. Blake from Workaholics is in it. He plays his roommate. And I enjoyed it. I just didn't watch season 2 because I'm bad with TV, but it's on Hulu. It's good.
Cool.
I'm excited for your picture too.
It could be really cool, or it could have. I also snapped it like really quickly because I didn't want to be. I wanted to be secretly rude, not obnoxiously rude. You know,
right?
So I was just like,
right.
And so hopefully it actually turned out okay.
It is interesting though. I mean, the Broad is free, right?
Yeah, the new exhibit.
Maybe it's not free.
No, it is free, but
there's
a couple exhibits that are paid.
Right. But it is interesting how like that remained true for so long, and actually for a little while on like Instagram, I would get a lot of like you've definitely seen a video where it's like revealing my art until I can afford to pay rent or something like that.
Sure.
Like revealing my art every day until I can pay off my student loans or something like that. And it's like these young painters revealing their art. And then there's this other guy. There's a few people that I also were watching that would then critique those people's art. It would all fold over on itself, right? But to the like credit of the guys critiquing, a lot of them were like longtime artists that were like very successful. One guy was like a very legendary street artist that now is like just a painter, and he would critique people a lot. And it's like so many people are just like ripping Basquiat's style because it looks so unintentional, and like chaotic. You know what I mean? It's not like doing a still life with perfect detail. You know, it's very cartoonish at times.
Oh, dude, what? Hang on, before we continue, let me make sure that video you sent me of that dude talking about de-skilling in high art.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad I sent that to you.
That shit was
super
interesting.
Unauthored art versus like authored art, right? Like Andy Warhol was actually his example that he gave that I really connected with, is like he was taking things that were just, you see them every single day and displaying them on a large scale. Like that's like the Campbell soup can that he's most famous for is the perfect example of that. He had nothing to do with any of that design, but he sensationalized it as a pattern. And
you mean that he didn't design the can, you're saying?
Yeah.
No, but he was in advertising.
Sure.
Apparently. So, like, anyway, continue.
Well, it's just like, and then the thing that do you remember the artist that he was talking about that people were mad at?
No.
In the video?
It was like Justin Timberlake or something like that.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Justin Timberlake on his tour. So that was the premise of the video that I sent David, was people are mad at Justin Timberlake because they feel like his shows are not worth going to. And it's a stadium tour, so it's obviously kind of expensive because he's going up there and he's singing like one or two lines of his songs and then going like, sing along.
And you guys know exactly what we're talking about. That's I think it happens a little bit more at like hip hop and pop concerts.
Yeah.
But like, especially hip hop, the people just singing over or rapping over their full tracks, or where it's a lot of like just audience participation. Anyway, continue.
So the point that this guy was making is that there's a shift in what people desire in art, and for a long time people really liked, I wish I remembered the phrase he used, but I think it was authored versus unauthored, or something like that, where the division of the two is essentially like the point of the art is to show that it's yours and for it to be yours. And this can be true across all forms of art, whether it's a performance or it is like visual art or music or whatever, or unauthored, which is like the Andy Warhol case, is that he was bringing attention to things that already existed in the world, and it was very simplistic. The Campbell's soup can is a good example of that, because it's like,
Am I thinking of the wrong video? Is this the same video who's talking about de-skilling?
Yes. It's kind of, well, I don't remember it right, like in its entirety, but like essentially, they de-skilled to be able to have like an unauthored thing, and people don't want that because it's so oversaturated now. There's so much AI and
So the guy was making the point that the high art world has already experienced this, where you guys, everybody knows it. Even if you don't know those terms, everyone knows what you're talking about. You walk into an art museum and there's a banana taped to the fucking to the wall.
Yeah.
In that fucking commercial with what's his face with fucking.
Well, that was a real thing, but yes.
Yeah. It was. Wait, it was real.
It was real, I thought it
was just supposed to be like a rip on Andy Warhol's banana.
No. There was a real. It was a real art installation where somebody taped a banana to a wall, and a guy bought it for $6 million, and then he ate the banana.
Oh, that was interesting.
And he did it as like a big fuck you. He was like, "This is stupid. I'm rich as fuck. I'm gonna buy it and eat it."
Everyone knows that, right? This whole, and the guy who's making this point about de-skilling and authored versus unauthored, he made the point of some artist had like a big room or something like that, or a big canvas, and had everybody else paint something. He like let people into this room and they painted whatever they wanted, and then he's like, okay, that's my painting. And it's this concept of like de-skilling, and it's like to be. I thought his point was when they de-skilled, the only thing that mattered was the authorship.
Yeah. Right.
And I feel like that might be.
Well, that's the thing. The authorship, it's transferring the authorship from you as the artist to somebody else. Like, it's your responsibility to make this art. And he said that about Justin Timberlake.
I'm sorry. I kind of misunderstood what he was saying. I also watched it like when I was probably like doing. Anyway, I thought he was saying I was misinterpreting him saying like, oh, you guys write it. You guys paint stuff to like simplistic, like, oh, there's 3 lines on a piece of paper. That's my art. You know what I'm saying? I took it the de-skilling thing.
I think it does kind of lead to both, but it's because like they've de-skilled so much that they're not even doing that anymore. It's like, okay, like my art is just like, we're gonna let the people have this moment, and it's like, okay, well, what's the point? Like, how are you the artist in that? Because you organized like a bunch of people coming in and scribbling on a piece of paper.
Anyway, this guy's next point I found super, super interesting, and I always find the relationship between what's happening in the world and what's popular in pop culture and art specifically. I find that relationship very interesting. We should probably just play this fucking video.
That's a good idea.
I'm looking
for it now.
He made the point of that made a lot the Justin Timberlake thing where he's just holding out the microphone made a lot of people upset, because right now we're living in a world of AI, and you're distracting me, Carl. Please. Of AI, where people are afraid of like AI taking their jobs, and I thought the the mention of de-skilling and AI. Maybe he didn't make this point in this video. I can't really remember. I thought it was interesting. I think it's like now in a world where proficiency, like proficient painting or proficient design or something like that, can be done by a machine. The authorship is very, very important, but now more so than ever, I think you have to be exceptional. I think we're about to walk into an era of no de-skilling of art. I think we're about to start walking in an era where you might have to get really fucking good.
Yeah, good.
You might have to get really good, or it could be the opposite. Maybe like you can make really good shit with AI, so now it's just gonna be like only thing that matters is 3 lines on a canvas and your authorship and what you say about it. But I think people get so bored of that.
But that's the thing. There's no authorship in 3 lines on a canvas. That doesn't show anybody what you are, who you are.
I think it does.
What do you mean? What do you get from that? What do you learn about a person?
I don't know if we watched the same video. I'm taking the word authorship into like personality. Like, we talk about it all the time.
There's no personality in 3 lines on a canvas.
Let's take like Tyler, the Creator, for an example. Tyler, the Creator puts out music, and no matter what, people want to guzzle that song up.
Okay. Sure.
Listen to that song.
Yeah. What's your point?
And to me, that's the authorship. It's like, this is made by Tyler, the Creator. That's why I like it. That's how I took it. Maybe I didn't understand this video at all.
No, I think you are. But it's like Justin Timberlake not singing and making the crowd sing along. He's voiding authorship. And people are pissed because it's like, no, we want to see and hear you sing. If we wanted to listen to the music or sing it ourselves, we'd do it alone. Take away the Justin
Timberlake thing. I'm talking about when he was talking about the high art world and barring the you guys paint it kind of thing with like de-skilling, making like silly abstract art that a 5-year-old could draw.
Should we just play it?
We should just fucking play it because I don't think I remember the point.
I'll screen record it.
I don't even think I remember the fucking point of this video.
All right. No
Sitting here like fucking assholes.
We're douchebags, really.
Running around for the past 7.5 minutes.
So people are pissed about these Justin Timberlake concerts, and if you missed it, what's happening is he's on a European tour, and he seems to not be singing much. That a lot of what he does is he just takes the microphone and says, "I got this feeling." Sing, everybody. And everyone else is supposed to sing the rest of the song. And I think this actually has an interesting relationship with art, the idea of de-skilling and the death of the author and the age where people are trying to connect with humanity. So if you've been following music and going to shows for a long time, you know this is really nothing new. As long as there have been produced electronic tracks, a lot of shows have been such that when you go there, a lot of what you hear is the recording being piped in over the loudspeaker, and the frontman, the singer, kind of just sings along a little bit or gestures to the crowd. But this is a little bit more extreme, but also I think the reactions are different. And I have a theory about why. I think partly we're in a different age now where when it used to be appealing or even revolutionary to remove the author 20, 30 years ago, people like Roland Barthes wrote about the death of the author and the lack of the necessity of authorship. And I think fine art was way ahead of this with this idea of de-skilling, this idea that maybe it wasn't so necessary to be the most skilled hierarchical author, that actually, for example, authorship could be removed or being taken in a more primitive way. So you have people like Gauguin and Dubuffet working with primitivism, but also Warhol and Duchamp removing the author's hand entirely. And even more recently, people like Rudolf Stingel covering a whole room in foam and saying, you go carve your name into it, and whatever all of you write, that's the painting. And even I'm thinking of Martin Kippenberger doing Dear Painter, Paint for Me, where he let other people paint the paintings. But now we're in a different moment. The original idea of de-skilling had to do with the Industrial Revolution and skilled workers being separated from the means of production. It was a way of getting rid of workers. And I think people are feeling that right now. Then in a world where so many people's jobs are in jeopardy of being replaced by AI and robotics, and even where so many people's interaction are for advice or even therapy are with things like ChatGPT, the last thing we want to do is go see our favorite artist or musician show and have them have removed the authorship. we're coming to your show to hear you sing. We're coming to see your paintings, to feel your human hand. To me, that's what's missing. So I think we're seeing this idea of reskilling. People are looking for things like craft and skill and human touch, and even why I'm going back in time and looking at artists from the past that really were masters of their craft. And for me, it's even why I make these videos. Just people have said, hey, why don't you cut them harder or light them better or use a better microphone? But to me, what I like is the messy humanity of the person coming through. So I don't know. If you're watching this, let me know what you think. Are these things related? And is that why people are mad at the Justin Timberlake show? Or is it just because the show sucks? So people are pissed about.
What the fuck is that guy's name? Shout out to that guy.
Yeah, very fucking smart ass dude.
Also, I followed him and he's got some interesting things. Okay, so I realized where I was getting confused.
Smart guy. So Jeff Magid or Magid, I don't know if it's a hard or soft G, but Jeff Magid, Magid, and his Instagram is at MagidEye. So MAGIDEYE. What a smart guy. I really like that take, 100%.
Yeah.
And it's super well researched, and he knows what he's talking about. And like,
I don't know who those people are
it
besides
makes
Andy
me,
Warhol.
It definitely makes me think a lot, and I agree with it. I mean, I've always been of the opinion that like, you know, like I've always been like Kendrick's fucking amazing. He's one of the best performers out there because he doesn't use any backing tracks like that, at least during his verses. And for a long time, Kendrick toured with a band. And I was like, it's all up there and it's all happening up there.
Yeah.
But this guy has defined it in a way that makes sense to why people feel that way. And it's very cool that he's hypothesizing that that might be a trend, which is kind of what you said too. It's like reskilling might be the new shit.
What reskilling?
Yeah.
How is that what I said?
Because you said you might have to get really good at your shit.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Where I got confused is when he said that shit about like de-skilling. I automatically, and then he brought up AI. My brain, I realized what happened. I stopped paying attention to the video and I started thinking about my own thing.
Nice.
Which was the fucking. That happens a lot. Where someone says something and then I start thinking about something different, and then in my head, like they're saying what I'm thinking.
Right.
Yeah.
The audio just turns off and it goes.
Yes. But I was thinking about the AI band, the Sundown fuckers or whatever.
Yeah.
And
I mean, I think a point can be related to that with what he's saying.
And I don't know. I listened to their tunes. That if you don't know, you've probably heard about it. It was all over. Maybe we even talked about it. It's all over the fucking music news world. They're called the Sundown Crew or Sun. It's called Sungrove. No, Sundown.
Literally, like I put the mic to my mouth to say that.
They're called the Velvet Sundown, and it's everything about the band is AI generated. The album art, the photos of the band, the music, it's all AI generated. And they started. Now they had like 1 million monthly listeners, but that's because we talked about this. The news came in.
Sensational.
But even before that, they had hundreds of thousands. I think they had like 90,000 monthly listeners, I think.
Yeah.
And their music is so there. Like the music is pretty trash, and it's very middle of the road, like easy listening, but not even easy listening in a good way. Like I'm not shitting on yacht rock here. Like don't get me wrong. Like fucking Mac DeMarco's easy listening. Like
sure.
Yellow Album. This Old Dog is easy listening. But I love that record. That's a very human, honest, artistic record. So I don't have a problem with easy listening, but it's just so fucking NPC music. And I think, honestly, a lot of shit out there is NPC music, and I think a lot of it gets really popular, and I think we're going to see a bottleneck of musicians and art as a whole. I think we're going to see a bottleneck where right now, I've always said we are in a world where lots of people can be a famous musician. Lots of people can grow a fan base. Where I still think that is true, I think because AI art, quote unquote art, I'm not even going to call it art because I'll get into that in a second. Because AI can make like music and paintings and stuff like that, I think in order to be successful in art and have fans, I think you're going to have to get a lot better. I don't think mediocre and just the fact, you know what I mean? I don't think mediocre is going to cut it anymore.
I mean, it's also like
because
I've said this
it's
to
going to
you.
become so oversaturated with even more mediocre shit when people can just churn it out with fucking AI.
Sure. So the point that I get to from that is that, and I've said this to you, and I probably have said it on the podcast as well, is that like the thing that I obsess over a lot is that art is a form of communication between humans.
Correct.
So, and I think that's probably what you were going to say is that like quote unquote art, AI can't make art because what is it trying to communicate? You know what I mean?
AI can make songs, but it
Sure.
can't make art. AI can make images, but it can't make art. Art is exactly what you said. It is
at its core is a communication of the human condition or your condition.
Or at least your expression of anything inside you. It's an expression.
Yeah.
So yes.
How can an algorithm do that? And it can't, you know? So
well, it can just copy a bunch of shit, which honestly, like, and I'm not saying this as like a critic saying like, I'm definitely not saying my music is better than anybody else's or like any art that I make. I mean, don't get me, I'm not saying any of that. I'm just saying that like, there's a lot of shit out there that is just people copying other musicians.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. So, darn.
PBR light.
So yeah, not only do you have to get very good, but on the topic of what Majidai said and what you said, not only is it important to probably get better, right? But also for it to be unique and present authorship is important.
Unique and present. Say more about present, Carl.
Well, like his whole point was comparing like removal of authorization, like
present, like not like
modern, you have to
not
be
modern day. You mean like present, like here.
Yeah. I don't mean like in a time sense. You could write a song about whatever you want, right? But like the thing is, or about whenever you want, right? Like I think if you wrote a song about the future, I wouldn't be like, you need to be more present.
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying. Also, I don't know. I feel like this is not a new concept, though.
No, it's not. I think he just hit the nail on the head. Like we've been talking about it for like 28 minutes. And he talked about it in 3 minutes, and I think he's still doing a better job.
I think he's a lot smarter than us.
Yeah,
he might be a little bit. That guy might have had a couple more years of schooling. I think like anything, art and culture, it comes in waves. And
that's art.
Huh?
Nothing.
I think right before Deftones was bigger. This came out like 2 or 3 years ago. Deftones is bigger now than they were
when all their music came out.
All their music came out.
Good for them. That's fucking sick.
It's sick.
Did they have they done another album or announced that they're working on more music?
It's coming out in August. The new tune is sick.
So they put out a single.
They put out a single. It's
nice. Okay,
dope.
That's sick. Oh, that's so cool.
And grunge had a really big comeback. I know this from working in schools too. Like kids fucking are into Nirvana.
Well, yeah, I mean the lines of okay, yeah, go ahead.
That was a couple years ago. And now I just find it so interesting that we went from like the 90s sound, and there was a little bit of the pop punk craze in there, right? Right back into what's popular now. Who's the most popular artist? Who are the most top couple popular artists? Pop.
I mean, I think like
who they are.
The three girls.
Yep.
Sabrina, Chappell Roan, and Charlie XCX.
Charlie XCX. And who's Charlie XCX?
Britney Spears.
I was going to say Gaga.
Sure, yeah.
I was going to say Gaga. But like, yeah. I think that like that hyper pop sound is like here.
Yeah.
And it's real right now. And that, think about like fucking Black Eyed Peas and Gaga and fucking, who else? You know, the fucking 2000s.
Yeah. I
just find it interesting that we went from grunge to that, and it's like a similar thing.
Yeah, 100%. There's, I mean, you know.
So soft boy fucking indie rock is coming next.
Yeah, the resurgence of all that. The point that I was going to make is also the lines are like very much blurred as to like who can be successful, because I think for a long time, music depended on only nostalgia.
For a long time. Oh, you mean in the past like 5 years?
Yeah.
Like maybe like.
And I think that while it
7,
still
5
does,
years ago?
I think that now people have come around to the capability to be nostalgic about everything all at once. So like Deftones can be huge the same year that Sabrina Carpenter pops off.
Well, I think there's just
bands like them.
I think fandom has just been categorized and compartmentalized more.
Yeah.
Just because because top 40 radio does not matter at fucking all.
Right.
It doesn't. Top 40 radio used to matter because there was only a few, like, if you wanted your song to be number one, you had to listen to that radio station.
You saw the Aura Farming Boat Kids?
What?
The Aura Farming. Have you seen any meme about Aura Farming?
I mean, I know what aura farming is.
Okay. Did you see the Indonesian boat racing kids?
No.
Okay. I did, and I hope to God this isn't a swing and a miss here. But I mean, I talk to a lot of people about. Yeah, I look on Instagram and I type in aura and it says aura farming boys.
Okay, so oh my God. You got to put that in the thing. That's funny. Okay, I have seen that. I have seen that.
Oops. Here's a good one. Before this video came out, this rapper was like, he might as well have been recording music videos in front of his computer in like photo booth. Like this song went from nothing to probably the most trending audio for like a week.
Yeah, that's how.
So
works.
top 40 radio. To your point, it's like, well,
I guess
you know
a
what I
trending
mean?
TikTok sound is like a top 40 radio.
Right, but it could come and go and nothing. You know.
You know what I like?
What? Oh my God.
Have you
That
guys
song
seen those?
is sick, by the way.
That one?
No.
You guys know what I'm talking about? It's the AI videos of like the fucking cats. And
Yes.
also fucking, it's like some jacked fireman cat comes in and fucking like saves a baby, but then the baby explodes, and then you have like a mom cat like crying, and you see him at a funeral, and then like some like bigger cat comes in and like cocks the fucking husband cat. They're the most insane stories I've ever seen, dude. It's so funny. All right, let's wrap this up. I have one more before we go. One more.
That song was called Young, Black, and Rich by Melly Mike.
Melly Mike.
Give him his flowers, because the song is lit, and it's better than just a bunch of Indonesian kids on a boat dancing.
That was pretty cool, though, that kid.
They're sick.
That kid was
and then you know the
pretty
meme where
fucking
people
cool.
will be like this at like 90% accuracy. Have you ever seen that? So people are doing that on their boats in lakes, like Indonesian boat boy, 92% accurate. And they're playing that song on the front of a speedboat, and there's a guy just like, which are the moments where I'm like, the internet is fun and good.
The internet has always been fun and good, as long as it doesn't. It's like heroin. It's fun and good until it takes over. You know?
Sure.
Maybe I'll use a softer one. It's like
all drugs in general, maybe.
It's like drugs. It's like drugs. Guys, I saw Naked Gun last night. I saw Naked Gun. So spoiler alert. This will be the last thing we talk about if you haven't seen it. Well, no, I'm not even going to spoil anything. I'm not even.
How
gonna spoil
can
it.
you spoil Naked Gun?
Yeah, there's no.
Like, what are you gonna do? Tell every joke?
Yeah, dude. I'll give you this. If you've seen Naked Gun and you know what Naked Gun is, it's that. It's fucking that.
And they did a good job. It was funny. Nice. That's awesome.
Chef's kiss. I loved it. I thought Liam Neeson was a perfect.
That's what I was
casting
just
for it.
about to say. Like they found that it was an amazing idea to have him do it.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was awesome. What I will say though, the worst part about this fucking movie,
got so serious.
this dude next to me.
Oh. What was he doing?
Okay. Number one thing that this fucking asshole did. Shoes off in the theater.
Ooh.
Socks off in the theater.
No, he took his socks off?
Socks off in the theater. Feet. There was a chair. Well, it wasn't next to me. It was next to Justine. You're Justine. I'm the dude. This is the chair. I'll take my shoes off here. I'm not taking my socks off because you guys got to pay for that. He's literally like this. He's literally like this. Got his feet here, and he's going like this the whole time. He's fucking rubbing his fucking feet together. And and then he was like, had his feet on Justine's purse, and she had to move her purse. And then on top of that, he was
You
like,
didn't say anything, dude? Bro.
well,
Dude.
I didn't know the purse thing was real. I didn't know the purse thing was it would happen.
Dog.
Hold on.
Holy fuck.
I didn't
Okay.
know the purse thing happened until after she's like, dude, he put his feet on my purse. But like he had his feet there, and yeah, no, I didn't say anything. I didn't say a
Dude.
fucking word.
That's insane.
What am I gonna do, dude?
Dude, all you have to do is be like, hey man, do you mind putting your feet down? And he'll be like,
They were the big
oh,
seats.
shit.
Nah, they're the big seats though.
so there was a
Also,
seat.
Justine was being dramatic. She said they were interfaced, but they were.
No,
But-
that's distracting as fuck.
But he put him.
and it's
He put him over
inappropriate.
here eventually. This dude and his laugh was fucking atrocious, dude.
Oh God. So okay. Well, all right. That tells me a little bit more about this guy. However, that's why, like, I've gotten into a habit of checking people in the movie theater, and I don't get angry.
I'm just gonna say why I didn't say anything. He had headphones. He had headphones on
Nice. During the movie, huh?
during the movie. I didn't say.
It
anything.
gets probably got too loud
I
for
saw,
him.
I saw those headphones and I was like, okay, I'm not gonna say anything. I was gonna try to make this guy
But
be
no,
an
okay,
I
no,
was gonna
okay,
try to make
okay,
this guy be an
okay,
asshole for the bit, but I
okay.
saw the headphones and I
Okay,
just
okay.
stopped.
No, okay. That tells you a lot about the whole situation. You can infer whatever. Anyway, but still, that's why it's like, okay, I've had, for whatever reason, very bad luck in the last couple of years with people fucking talking all the time.
This fucking city, dude.
Yeah.
You fucking assholes don't know how to watch. Well, most of you guys aren't here, but like these fucking assholes in LA do not know how to watch a movie. It's so, and not only do they not know how to watch a movie, they're either talking during it, just having a conversation, or they're like overtly showing how funny they find something.
Okay, well,
because
all right, whatever. So I understand.
fucking cunt,
Dude, I get it. Sometimes you were like, all right, I get it. It was a funny joke, but it, like, calm down. Like, people are like,
Yeah, it's performative because they want to
Sure,
be like,
whatever.
did you guys know that I went to film school? Oh, the mise en scène, the mise en scène, the mise en scène.
okay, I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying that you can't claim that they're doing anything wrong themselves. However,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I can't be like, hey, excuse me, dude, could you laugh less fucking ridiculously?
right, but people talking in the movie is objectively wrong. So what I'm saying, like, dude, I remember some guy was talking to his wife like nonstop.
shot
the
him in the
first,
fucking face.
No, that you're fucking up my point here.
Carl shoots people
In
in the movie theater. You guys
Oppenheimer.
remember The Dark Knight? You guys remember that guy?
In Oppenheimer, this guy was talking so much to his wife. and she was answering all of his fucking questions and all. It was too much. And it was 20 minutes in, it kept happening. I was like, this is going to ruin this whole movie for me. And I just leaned over and not rudely, but also.
No, I was there.
I was like, hey, can you guys please stop talking? And that was it. You could have done that to this guy and
It
be
was
like,
different.
hey, excuse me, would you mind putting your feet down?
Okay. I could have said something about the feet. I couldn't say anything about his laugh.
No, I'm not saying to say anything about his laugh. He's allowed to laugh at Naked Gun, dude.
No, but it was. I know, but dude, the laugh was not good. The laugh was bad. It was like. Dude, it was awful. Like it.
Sounds funny as fuck.
It eventually became really funny.
If it was just that and there was no feet involved, you would have just been like, that's insane, and it would have been hilarious a lot quicker. But the feet thing,
it was very distracting.
Pissed Justine off and you off by proxy, and it just, like, those two things combined make both of them completely inappropriate.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? One, the feet can't exist. Actually, I was going to say one can exist without the other. But, like, you should not be allowed to take your feet off. You should.
You should be
No
allowed to take your feet
shoes or socks are allowed to come off in the movie theater.
You don't ever take your shoes off?
I took my shoes off for the first time when I was flying back from Italy on an airplane.
Well, you also tend to never take your shoes off.
Yeah.
I wear a lot. I wear Birkenstocks. If I go to the movie theater and I'm wearing Birkenstocks, I'll let those bitches fall.
But you would never put them on a seat next to you, even if it was open.
No. Never.
Those seats have recliners, right? You're at
They're also the really wide seats. So like,
but he can recline. Why doesn't he curl up and put him forward?
Carl, don't ask me. I don't know.
This is why you should have said something to him. Okay, I also want to say something we've inferred.
What?
I'm just saying that whoever's in his life that knows that that's his habit at the movie theater.
He was by himself.
That's what I'm saying. Somebody should have gone with him to the fucking movies and been like, hey, don't do that right now. You know?
I don't know what to tell you, dude.
But I don't think it would have been inappropriate for you or Justine to say something.
Okay, well, I didn't say anything.
Did Justine like the movie?
Yes.
Well, then it wasn't that big of a deal because
it was a pretty big deal. Goodbye, everybody. Go see Naked Gun. Keep your fucking shoes on.